na drishti yeah. Yeah. Swaram. Sparsham Nava Nava Rupe Heri Anande
रणनि स्वननि विराध्वनि झङ्कृति सुरयन्त्रे रणनि स्वननि विराध्वनि झङ्कृति सुरयन्त्रे आकाशदुहित प्रविशीन प्राणतन्त्रे रणनि स्वननि विराध्वनि झङ्कृति सुरयन्त्रे मधुर मुरली चपल चातुरी मृग भङ्गिमा घटिता मधुर मुरली चपल चातुरी मृग भङ्गिमा घटिता कुञ्जरे उठि सुरका प्रविशीन प्राणतन्त्रे
Viva श्रीहरिता विभावचितनम् स्पन्दे तनो आश्चर्यम् स्पर्शम्
That was truly a mesmerizing performance. Audience, we would like a bigger round of applause, please. I would now like to invite our director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kolkata Kendra to kindly come on stage and release this year's calendar. A round of applause for him, please. Great man doing a great job all the time.
There is a short break was given for the dancers for them to get ready for the full-fledged dance which we will be going to witness this particular evening. So we thought we'll take this particular opportunity to say a few words. Before that, in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kolkata, since last year, we have started releasing a calendar, table calendar. Last year, all the 12 photographs which we used for the 12 different pages was very rare photographs of Kulapati K. Munshiji. And this year, we have showcased the heritage as well as the modern building of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan of different Kendras. We have a lot of Kendras. We have just picked up the 12 different beautiful buildings, heritage and modern buildings. And that's what is in the calendar today. And we wanted to get it released. May I request Rajiv Podar sir to come up on stage for releasing. He's a very senior committee member of the Kolkata Kendra, and Dr. Sajal Das Gupta, another very senior committee member of our, in fact, he's the board member of our MBA college. He's also the Vice Chancellor of the UM University. May I request Dr. Shiv Prasad Mahapatra, our principal of MBA college, to come up on stage, and Deputy Director Sujata Ghosh Madam, please come up on stage. I would like every one of you to give a big hand to the Deputy Director Sujata Ghosh Madam, who has curated this entire 7 days program by herself, all alone, with a small team of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan members. And she is a person who has created the calendar last year painstakingly, and this year also she has taken the pains to create this particular calendar. I would like every one of you to please release the calendar. The front portion is the building of our head office, and it goes on in every page. And then we have the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kolkata, which is there in Salt Lake. Then we have Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Agartala. These two are the modern buildings. And we go to the slightly a different kind of a building in Amritsar, where we have got the unique thing of this particular building is on the terrace of the school we have built up the sports ground, and that's what is the unique thing of this particular building in Amritsar. And then we have a very traditional Bhuvaneshwar building. We have the Delhi building, which was built in 1947 when the India got independence over there. And then we have the Nagpur building. Nagpur is having the largest, even though it is a small city, it is having the largest number of schools. We have 9 schools in Nagpur in that particular city alone. Then we have the Baroda. Baroda school is having the largest number of ground which we have. 36 acres of land is there so far as the Baroda school is concerned. Quite a lot of land and quite a lot of building. And then we have the Bangalore building. So these are the various it's a pan-India coverage of all the buildings of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. That's what we did in this particular calendar. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Been such a creative thing. Thank you so much. এটা থিম যে আছে কাব্য নৃত্য and this this is first time I have witnessed such a marvelous show for all the days. Thanks so much.
Very special thanks. And this reflects your innovative mind.
Yes.
We would like to congratulate you for the whole endeavor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for this and for this event also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. I personally take the opportunity to thank the Infosys Foundation, in particular Dr. Sudha Murthy, the founder director of the Infosys Foundation, who has given us the opportunity, who believed in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, that we can conduct a lot of much better shows in cultural activities as well as in visual arts. So we thank them. We thank our S.G. Mehta, who is the worldwide president of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, whose blessings are there with us so far as conducting any particular activity all over the world, as in particularly as he is stationed in Calcutta, in particularly the Kolkata Kendra is blessed with him. And we thank H.N. Dasturji, who is the executive director of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and Jagdish Lakani, the joint executive secretary of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, who had faith in us that we can conduct the shows, and they are all there at the back of us to whatever we want to do in Calcutta. They are all at the back of us, and they just to say, go ahead and do it. That's all. And we are marching ahead with all the dreams which we have. And we thank Mr. Raghavan, the chairman of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Bengaluru, H.N. Suresh, director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Bengaluru, Vidushri Nagalakshmi Rao, joint director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Bengaluru, who are all joined with us so far as conducting this today's show and the 9 days show. Then from the Infosys Foundation, Kolkata, we thank the entire organization, not only for sending their employees for witnessing the show live, but also almost they were telling me almost all the employees are watching it live in the YouTube. So all the, and we thank from the bottom of our heart all the audience who have been witnessing this particular show for all these 7 days, particularly from the organization called Pranam, where many senior citizens and retired persons who come over here daily in their own vehicle and witness this particular program. I thank Atiti Naskar for coordinating this particular activities. I thank Somesh Jana, the DC heads of the Infosys Limited, Kolkata. Then Shomosh Sarkar, who has managed the entire event over here. Dinesh Poddar, who had looked after the beautiful lighting which we have witnessed in all the 3 days. We all know very well Dinesh Poddar is today rated as #1 so far as the Calcutta is concerned, for the lighting is concerned. And we have Uttam Das and Ajay Chakravarti for the camera. We thank them for live streaming all these 7 days program. And we have Arnab Das, We call him as Tintin for the sound, wonderful sound, which is being given, which is being produced. Because without the sound, without the lighting, any performance will be a useless thing. And they have taken care of painstakingly, so wonderful that people who have watched live all over the world, they have been giving me the comments that excellent work has been done by this entire team. So we thank each and every one of these particular people who have done this work for us. Then we also thank our own official photographer, Subrato Datta Banik, for the still photography, the Science City authorities, Kolkata Police, Municipal Corporation, and in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kolkata, my entire team headed by Deputy Director Sujata Ghosh Madam, all the teachers, each and every teacher who has come over here, who have taken care of the MC right from day one. Everybody were our own teachers who have come and who have conducted this particular show, and our cultural coordinator who painstakingly worked like anything, I would say, from each and every simple aspect of it to the difficult task, he has managed it all alone. Karthik, wherever you are, please come on stage. A big hand to this particular boy. He has done a wonderful job for conducting this 7 days show. Karthik. This is Karthik. He is always our pillar so far as conducting the cultural activities are concerned. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you very much. Then I also thank KG Prasad, who is taking care of along with the live streaming, how things are going on. He's over here. I thank Mr. Another good person, Amitabh Trivedi, who takes care of the book sales outside, along with Patra, Bola, Sishir and Tapas, who has taken care of driving all the way, our drivers who have driven us to this particular place, taking care of, taking us various places. The accountants, Shomo and Ramanathan, who has taken care of each and every accountant. Even if I want to spend 10 rupees more, they will ask me questions. Sir, why should you do it? Don't do this. And you will be very much surprised if I say this. Infosys Foundation with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Bengaluru had given a particular amount, X amount, I am not mentioning the amount at this point of time, a particular amount for conducting this 7 days program. My accountants has budgeted it, and they said at least minimum of 2 lakhs of rupees should be returned back to the Infosys. That is how they have made me to spend. The budget is being taken care of in such a fantastic way. So I should personally thank them for keeping me on my toes for any expenditure to be done. And I thank our own chairman, Dr. Vikram Sarkar, our vice chairman, Rajkumar Chajar, Rajiv Pudar sir, who is being coming every day for this particular program, and all the others whom the list goes on in many more. And everybody who has come over here, who have made this particular function a grand success. And in a very, very, soft manner also, in an indirect way, there are many, many people who has helped us to conduct this particular function. So from the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan side and from the side, my own personal behalf, I would thank every one of you. Let's continue with the show.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure everybody agrees that Infosys Foundation and Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, they've done a wonderful job together, and we hope to continue doing such work in many, many more years to come. The final presentation that we have today is The Child, Rabindranath Tagore's only poem written in English. Enjoy the soulful interpretation of the poem, depicting a flowing, rhythmic, spiritual journey of man through the ages, from the bondage of ignorance to the freedom of enlightenment and self realization. At the same time, it may be considered as a celebration of the mother, the feminine principle in the universe. The Child, রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের একমাত্র ইংরাজি ভাষায় রচিত কবিতা। অজ্ঞতা অন্ধকার, আশাহীনতা ও জীবনের হতাশা থেকে জ্ঞানের আলো ও বোধশক্তির অভিমুখে মানুষের যাত্রাপথ সমস্যা সংকুল, আশঙ্কা ও প্রবঞ্চনায় ভরা। একমাত্র ভঙ্গুর আশা ও বিশ্বাসই তাকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে চলে। এখনো এই আত্মবিশ্বাসী তাকে বয়ে নিয়ে যায় আলোকায়নের পথে, জীবনের নতুনত্বের পথে, যা নিষ্পাপ সরলতায় ভরা ও সম্ভাবনায় শিশুর দ্বারা ত্বরান্বিত হয়েছে। শিল্পী তনুশ্রী শঙ্করের উপস্থাপনা মানুষের বিভিন্ন বয়সে বহমান, ছন্দময় ও আধ্যাত্মিক যাত্রার কথা নির্দেশ করে। অজ্ঞতার বন্ধন থেকে আলোকময় মুক্তি ও আত্মলব্ধির পথে সেই যাত্রা। এটিকে মাতৃত্বের উদযাপন হিসেবেও ধরা যায়। We present before you The Child, recitation Victor Banerjee, concept and choreography Tonusri Shankar, music composed and orchestrated by Devojyoti Mishra, transcreation in Bengali by Kamaleshwar Mukherjee, music engineer Robindranath Maji, vocal enunciation by Srikanto Acharya, Lopamudra Mitro, Shukorna Ghosh, music and sound programming Debashish Shom, percussions Ratul Shankar and Joy Nondi, music associates Shukorna Ghosh, Priyam Mukherjee, Mondira Bose, lights designed by Dinesh Poddar, costumes designed by Abhishek Ray. We present before you The Child.
What of the night?
What of the night, they ask?
No answer comes. For the blind time gropes in a maze and knows not its path or purpose. The darkness in the valley stares like the dead eye sockets of a giant. The clouds, like a nightmare, oppress the sky, and the massive shadow, like the torn limbs of the night. A lurid glow waxes and wanes on the horizon. Is it an ultimate threat from an alien star or an elemental hunger licking the sky? Things are deliriously wild. They are a noise whose grammar is a groan and words smothered out of shape and sense. They are the refuse, the rejections, the fruitless failures of life, abrupt ruins of prodigal pride, fragments of a bridge or the oblivion of a vanished stream. godless shrines that shelter reptiles, marble steps that lead to blankness. Sudden tumults rise in the sky and wrestle, and a startled shudder runs along the sleepless hours. Are they from desperate floods hammering against their cave walls, or from some fanatic storms whirling and howling incantations? Are they the cry of an ancient forest flinging up its hoarded fire in a last extravagant suicide, or screams of a paralytic crowd scourged by lunatics blind and deaf? Underneath the noisy terror, a stealthy hum creeps up like bubbling volcanic fire. A mixture of sinister whispers, rumors, and slanders, and hisses of derision. The men gathered there are vague, like torn pages of an epic. Groping in groups or single, their torchlight tattoos their faces in checkered lines, in patterns of frightfulness. The maniacs suddenly strike their neighbors on suspicion, and a hubbub of an indiscriminate fight bursts forth, echoing from hill to hill. Women weep and wail. They cry that their children are lost in a wilderness of contrary paths, with confusion at the end. Others, defiantly ribald, shake with raucous laughter, their lascivious limbs unshrinkingly loud, for they think that nothing matters. There on the crest of the hill stands the man of faith amid the snow-white silence. He scans the sky for some signal of light. And when the clouds thicken and the night birds scream as they fly, he cries, "Brothers, despair not, for man is great." But they never heed him, for they believe that the elemental brute is eternal, and goodness in its depth is darkly cunning in deception. When beaten and wounded, they cry, "Brother, where art thou?" The answer comes, "I am by your side." But they cannot see in the dark, and they argue that the voice is of their own desperate desire, that men are ever condemned to fight for phantoms in an interminable desert of mutual menace. Clouds part. The morning star appears in the east. A breath of relief springs up from the heart of the earth. The murmur of leaves ripples along the forest path, and the early bird sings. The time has come, proclaims the man of faith. The time for what? For the pilgrimage. They sit and think. They know not the meaning, and yet they seem to understand according to their desires. The touch of the dawn goes deep into the soul, and life shivers along through the roots of all things. To the pilgrimage of fulfillment, a small voice whispers, nobody knows whence. Taken up by the crowd, it swells into a mighty meaning. Men raise their heads and look up. Women lift their arms in reverence. Children clap their hands and laugh. The early glow of the sun shines like a golden garland on the forehead of the man of faith. And they all cry, Brother, we salute thee. Men begin to gather from all quarters. From across the seas, the mountains, and pathless wastes. They come from the valley of the Nile and the banks of the Ganges, from the snow-sunk uplands of Tibet, from high-walled cities of glittering towers, from the dense, dark tangle of savage wilderness. Some walk, some ride on camels, horses and elephants, on chariots with banners, vying with the clouds of dawn. The priests of all creeds burn incense, chanting verses as they go. Monarchs march at the head of their armies, lances flashing in the sun and drums beating loud. Ragged beggars and courtiers, pompously decorated, agile young scholars and teachers, burdened with learned age, jostle each other in the crowd. Women come chatting and laughing, mothers, maidens, brides, with offerings of flowers and fruit, sandal paste and scented water. Mingled with them is the harlot, shrill of voice and loud in tint and tinsel. The gossip is there who secretly poisons the well of human sympathy and chuckles. The maimed and the cripple join the throng with the blind and the sick, the dissolute, the thief, and the man who makes a trade of his God for profit and mimics the saint. The fulfillment. They dare not talk aloud, but in their minds they magnify their own greed and dream of boundless power, of unlimited impunity for pilfering
and plunder, a feast for their unclean, gluttonous flesh. Man of faith moves on along pitiless paths, strewn with flints over scorching sands and steep mountainous tracks. They follow him, the strong and the weak, the aged and young, the rulers of realms, the tillers of the soil. Some grow weary and footsore, some angry and suspicious. They ask at every dragging step, how much further is the end? The man of faith sings in answer. They scowl and shake their fists, and yet they cannot resist him. The pressure of the moving mass and indefinite hope push them forward. They shorten their sleep and curtail their rest. They outvie each other in their speed. They are ever afraid lest they may be too late for their chance, while others be more fortunate. The days pass. The ever-receding horizon tempts them with renewed lure of the unseen till they are sick. Their faces harden, their curses grow louder and louder. It is night. The travelers spread their mats on the ground under the banyan tree. A gust of wind blows out the lamp, and the darkness deepens like a sleep into a swoon. Someone from the crowd suddenly stands up and, pointing to the leader with merciless finger, breaks out, "False prophet, thou hast deceived us." Others take up the cry one by one. Women hiss their hatred and men growl. At last, one bolder than others suddenly deals him a blow. They cannot see his face, but fall upon him in a fury of destruction and hit him till he lies prone upon the ground, his life extinct. The night is still. The sound of the distant waterfall comes muffled, and a faint breath of jasmine floats in the air. The pilgrims are afraid. The women begin to cry. The men, in an agony of wretchedness, shout at them to stop. Dogs break out barking and are cruelly whipped into silence, broken by moans. The night seems endless, and men and women begin to wrangle as to who among them was to blame. They shriek and shout, and as they are ready to unsheathe their knives, the darkness pales. The morning light overflows the mountain tops. Suddenly they become still and gasp for breath as they gaze at the figure lying dead. The women sob out loud, and men hide their faces in their hands. A few try to slink away unnoticed, but their crime keeps them chained to their victim. They ask each other in bewilderment, who will show us the path? The old man from the east bends his head and says, "The victim." They sit still and silent. Again speaks the old man. "We refused him in doubt. We killed him in anger. Now we shall accept him in love. For in his death he lives in the life of us all, the great victim." And they all stand up and mingle their voices and sing, "Victory to the victim! Victory to the victim! Victory to the victim!" To the pilgrimage calls the young, to love, to power, to knowledge, to wealth overflowing. We shall conquer the world and the world beyond this. They all cry exultant in a thundering cataract of voices. The meaning is not the same to them all, but only the impulse. The souls that recks not death and disaster. No longer they ask for their way, no more doubts are there to burden their minds or weariness to clog their feet. The spirit of the leader is within them and ever beyond them. The leader who has crossed death and all limits. They travel over the fields where the seeds are sown, by the granary where the harvest is gathered, and across the barren soil where famine dwells and skeletons cry for the return of their flesh. They pass through populous cities humming with life, through dumb desolation hugging its ruined past, and hovels for the unclad and unclean, a mockery of home for the homeless. They travel through long hours of the summer day, and as the light wanes in the evening, they ask the man who reads the sky, "Brother, is yonder the tower of our final hope and peace?" The wise man shakes his head and says, "It is the last vanishing cloud of the sunset." "Friends," exhorts the young, "do not stop. Through the night's blindness, we must struggle into the kingdom of living light." They go on in the dark. The road seems to know its own meaning, and dust underfoot dumbly speaks. The stars, celestial wayfarers, sing in silent chorus. Move on, comrades. In the air floats the voice of the leader. The goal is nigh. The first flush of dawn glistens on the dew-dripping leaves of the forest. The man who reads the sky cries, "Friends, we have come! We have come!" They stop and look around. On both sides of the road, the corn is ripe to the horizon. The glad golden answer of the earth to the morning light. The current of daily life moves slowly between the village near the hill and the one by the river bank. The potter's wheel goes round, the woodcutter brings fuel to market, the cowherd takes his cattle to the pasture, and the woman with the pitcher on her head walks to the well. But where is the king's castle, the mine of gold, the secret book of magic, the sage who knows love's utter wisdom? The stars cannot be wrong, assures the reader of the sky. Their signal points to that spot. And reverently he walks to a wayside spring from which wells up a stream of water, a liquid light like the morning melting into a chorus of tears and laughter. Near it, in a palm grove surrounded by a strange hush, stands a leaf-thatched hut, at whose portal sits the poet of the unknown shore and sings, "Mother, open the gate." a ray of morning sun strikes aslant at the door. The assembled crowd feel in their blood the primeval chant of creation. Mother, open the gate. The gate opens. The mother is seated on a straw bed with the babe on her lap. Like the dawn with the morning star, the sun's ray that was waiting at the door outside falls on the head of the child. The poet strikes his lute and sings out. Victory to man! Victory to man, the newborn, the ever-living. They kneel down, the king and the beggar, the saint and the sinner, the wise and the fool, and cry, victory to man, the newborn, the ever-living. The old man from the east murmurs to himself, I have seen.
তটিনী সম ধাত্রী হে মম অলোকা প্রাণ শাখা মানবীয়ে দহন নিদারু ক্রোড়ে নবোদয়ের ফুল ধরণী মম অরূপ সারালোয় জ্যোতির্ময় জাগাও গানে বিশ্বপ্রাণ ভাষা তোরে মুক্ত পারাবার ভুবন মনোমোহিনী মা তটিনী সম ধাত্রী হে মম অলোকা প্রাণ শাখা মানবীয়ে দহন নিদারু ক্রোড়ে
That was truly a magical performance. I was spellbound, really. And thank you, ma'am, for asking me to go and sit there in the audience. I would like to hand over the mic to Tonushree Shankar, ma'am.
Namaskar. At the very outset, I would like to thank Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan and Infosys Foundation for giving us this opportunity to perform. And thank you, Badal Barai, for being associated and collaborating with us. Um, it was a pleasure performing this evening, and it's not a solo, so it's a collaborative work. I would like to introduce my dancers. The ladies first, so we have Joita, Tonusri, my namesake, that's Shahili, Aritra, Pratibha, Shraddhasri, and Onkita, and Krishna, Kunal, Shayon, Orko, Raju, Shudipto. And we had wonderful lights handled by Chutka and Robin. I'm sorry, Robi, I can't see him. Robin, thank you all for being here, and it's a great encouragement for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Truly a magical performance of Nritya. Of course, the poetry, the music, the art, everything. A true, perfect amalgamation of everything together. I would now like to call on stage Director Sir, Dr. G.V. Subramanian, and Deputy Director Ma'am, Mrs. Shujata Ghosh on stage to felicitate our guests. Tonusri Shankar ma'am. I request Dr. Badal Borai to please come in the center stage. Thank you, sir. Such a wonderful performance of sand art that we managed to witness today.
And this one is for Victor Banerjee. I would request Tanishri madam to carry it and
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, the audience, for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you, everyone. A round of applause for you, please, for yourselves. Sir, I would like to ask sir to just conclude the program.
yeah, the week-long program comes to a conclusion today. And I thank everyone. I have already thanked them. Once again, on behalf of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Infosys Foundation, the Bengaluru Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and on my own personal behalf, I thank every one of you. Thank each and every artist who have done a wonderful, wonderful job. And we are getting really greetings from all over the world to say thank you for such a wonderful performance. Each one of you who wanted to watch it, you can still watch it all over anytime, whenever you want, in the YouTube channel of Bangalore, as well as Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Bangalore, as well as in the YouTube channel of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kolkata. Anytime you want, you can watch it again and again and enjoy the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night.